This is how much lift we got off the wall. And it's still loose down here. So these are our new double and tripled up floor joists. We got them in all the way down. And we got significant lift. We still need to put the metal plate on this one. We got the metal plate on this one and that one. That one was super heavy. That was the bitch. So we got to put this metal plate on, and then we got to put that one over there. And all this one and that one are really doing is picking up the load that's going to come from removing this wall, because we'll have it sitting directly on this supported girder and that supported girder now. So we won't have this crazy, you know, swoopty shit that you've got now upstairs. I've ordered another beam just like this for here, because this is the main point of issue with the biggest dip. So we'll be able to put one of these on here and then jack it up again and bolt it to it. So that should straighten all that out, all the way from there to there. We're getting ready to just cut this wall out now completely, because we're basically, this is what we've been doing for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 working days. It's just really a pain in the ass because we got to get them up there, and then we have to jack each side of it to get all these shims in there, because you can't take like a normal size 2x10 and just roll it up there because there's such a bend in here. So this is what the engineer suggested we do, and we'll cut all those off. We're likely gonna have to frame down a level ceiling, but it might look fine if we just scab it in level with the original. I just don't know if it's just gonna look really stupid and whoopy, but it wouldn't be hard to just fur down a ceiling from this beam to this beam. We won't have to do anything over here because this is really nice and flat, so that's gonna be nice. So once we're gonna take this wall out, then we're gonna tear this plywood up so I can sister these and get this flat again to the best of my ability. And honestly, there's just so many different layers of plywood, it's just gonna be easier to get everything down. Except we'll probably stop here and then just take everything up here forward and then just resheet as needed. This line is that addition line. We're gonna take this up, and we gotta, rather than, you know, reframing everything and, you know, making a mess of things, we're just gonna go through and put hangers on each of these joists and each of these joists. And once we cover up the front and resheet it, it's not the super kosher way to do it, but I'm trying to save cost where I can. I don't think the city's gonna say anything once the sheathing, you know, carries all the way through to here. I don't think anybody's gonna try to crawl up under there and notice that this is not done properly. And that's not on us, that's on whoever framed this addition. We're gonna add the brackets because I can't leave it like this. Like, this is too far a cantilever from there anyway. You could only be about 2.5 feet, and this is easily 3.5 feet. And then, you know, this whole floor load is pushing down on this point. So when I lay this board out here, I'm gonna try to get it straightened out, and then we'll go through and bracket all this and then resheet starting from one side, so these seams will line up better, and it'll all just be, you know, brand new in this big rectangle area. I had a cool idea for over here, since, you know, our new HVAC is going to come out of here and then run over and run up. I figured when we reframe this section, we could do like an open, you know, bookshelf area or something simple. It's not going to be like, you know, any more cost to do. It's just better than like leaving this whole thing vacated space. Like I think this would be perfect for like board games or books or whatever. We got all the water pipes replaced that we could reach. So that was copper there. We went PEX over here, PEX over here. And I did tell him to cap those, so I'll have him cap those. Those are those two that pop up in your upstairs. So the water's still off. He's hoping to have the water back on by the weekend. But I will have him cap those, and then we're gonna insulate all this pipe, and this is dried out pretty well. And then we'll just re-insulate from there to there with proper insulation. And then we'll just get some, you know, little plywood like this and put it back up. And I'm starting the framing out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this room framed up because that's gonna determine my floor height over here as well. While I'm waiting on, I still need the metal for these beams. And this metal. And my wall member package is coming as well for that outside exterior wall. Because I gotta build that first and plywood it before I can take any of this out, so the house isn't like open to the elements and intruders and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.